I've seen homes sell way over asking and still fall apart. And that always catches sellers off guard because on paper it looks like a win. Big number, multiple offers, everyone's excited, and then boom, the deal hits a wall. And the reason almost always comes down to this. One misunderstanding. Your home actually has two different values. And if you don't understand how they work together, you can lose leverage, lose money, and lose the deal entirely. So here's what I mean. When most homeowners think about value, they're thinking about market value. That's what a buyer is willing to pay. It's emotional, it's competitive, and it's driven by fear of missing out. You've probably seen it. Two buyers fall in love with the same house and logic goes right out the window. I've personally seen homes sell $100,000 or more over the list price. Not because the house suddenly changed, but because the buyers did. They didn't want to lose, and that is market value. Now here's the other number, and this is the one most sellers underestimate: appraised value. That's the bank's number, and the bank does not care about emotion. The appraiser isn't impressed by your staging, they don't care how many offers you got, and they don't care how badly someone wants the house. They're looking backwards at closed sales from 30, 60, sometimes even 90 days ago. If the data doesn't support the price, it doesn't go in the report, period. Let me give you a real example. I had a listing in Willow Glen that got 7 offers in the first week. Super strong activity. We went into contract about $175,000 over the list price. Everyone felt great. Now, because we had multiple offers, there was no appraisal contingency in place on this particular deal. That part actually protected my seller. The problem was the buyers weren't expecting the appraisal to come in low. And honestly, I don't think their agent ever explained that to them. Now, the appraisal came in about $40,000 under the contract price. Now, the buyer still wanted the house, but the lender wasn't going to finance the full amount. So now we had a real situation. The buyer started talking about backing out, and we had to spend a lot of time walking them through the reality that their deposit would be at risk if they tried to cancel over the appraisal. Now, here's the part nobody likes to talk about. In the real world, buyers can and do hire attorneys who muddy up the transaction and drag things out, which nobody wants. It took time, it took calm conversations, and it took a lot of experience. But we were able to get everyone to the finish line and close the deal. And I'll tell you this, during all of my years in management, I saw an awful lot of transactions fall apart because of the appraisal contingency. And that's why this moment matters, because the offer price is not the finish line. And this matters even more when your buyer is using a loan. The bank is only lending based on the appraised value, not what the buyer offered in a competitive moment. So when those two numbers don't line up, that's where deals get shaky. And let me pause here for a second, because this is exactly the kind of thing I'm obsessed with helping people understand before it becomes a problem. My name is Kip Barnard, and I've been a licensed broker here in Silicon Valley for over 20 years. I've been a top producer, I've sat on the ethics committee for over a decade, and I've managed and grown an office for the #1 brokerage in the country, overseeing billions of dollars in sales. And my whole goal with making these videos is to help homeowners protect their #1 asset. Now, a lot of sellers ask me, okay, so why not price it high and see what happens? And that's a totally fair question. But here's the risk. If you get a loan-backed buyer and the appraisal comes in low, you're suddenly renegotiating. After the excitement wears off, and if that buyer walks, now you're back on the market with a big question mark hanging over the house. On the flip side, some sellers say, well, let's just price it conservatively. Let's price it where the appraisal will land. And I get that too. But that can be just as dangerous, and you don't really know what their actual number might be, because appraisers are always looking backward and the market is always moving forward. So the smartest approach is this. You price based on what the market is doing right now, not just closed sales, but what's pending, what's active, what's sitting with no interest. You position your home so it stands out immediately. and you anticipate appraisal risk before you ever accept an offer. And if we expect multiple offers, we talk through strategy. Do we ask for an appraisal contingency waiver? Do we have buyers commit to covering a gap? Do we structure the deal so the seller isn't exposed later? Because here's the truth. Market value is driven by emotion. Appraised value is driven by math. When they line up, great. But when they don't, that's where experience really matters. And if you're starting to think about selling or even just trying to understand how all of this works, I put together a free seller PDF that breaks this down in plain English. Pricing strategy, common mistakes, and how to protect yourself in today's market. You can download it below. No pressure. And if you've got questions about your specific home, I'm always happy to talk it through. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey guys, for more content similar to this, smash that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.